What a world! What a world! Welcome to a new episode of Bleed Black and Gold. As you know, I am the host, BrandonJaneau, and like always, on all podcast platforms everywhere, BrandonJaneauShow, social media platforms, Instagram and Threads, BrandonJaneau, just BrandonJaneau, uh, and on Facebook, it is the BrandonJaneauShow, and on TikTok, it is BrandonJaneauShow, just like my YouTube channel, BrandonJaneauShow. Go subscribe, comment. I do comment back. Like the vids, man. Like the video, the shorts I do on my YouTube channel. Everything, man. I appreciate y'all for following, subscribing. That y'all been subscribing. I'm getting close to 200, man. I'm getting right there. I'm right there, right there. But let's get into it, man. Okay. Uh, yeah. So week two. Yeah. Uh, I have no idea how to describe this game. No clue. I have no idea how to describe this game today. We are officially 2-0 after today's game. Um, as the new kids would say, as the kids would say on social media, I think it was Plies, the great philosopher Plies, that said, put belt to ass. Yeah, we put belt to ass today. This was an ass whooping. this was this was a spiritual ass whooping, as I would say. We won the game, and we didn't just win the game. We won the game. 44-19 was the final score. Last week, when I got on here and I talked about the Saints winning 47-10. See a trend here? Against Carolina. I said, yeah, it's Carolina, but you can tell this offense is different. I said after the first drive, I saw that. It's actually the second drive because we easily walked down the field. The second drive. And so I was nervous about what we would be coming into this game. Not really nervous because it wasn't really nothing I felt like the defense of Dallas could physically do to us. It was more so what this offense really could be once we kind of get into a rhythm. And so watching this game, the first drive, Dallas gave us the ball the first drive. I'm assuming they thought the defense was just gonna stop us. I'm assuming. And then we get on the football field. First drive, walk down the field. Boom, walk down the field. Just walk down the field. Scored a touchdown without a hitch. No problems. Touchdown. Alvin Kamara first on the day. Okay. You see that? You're like, okay, that's okay. Dallas gets the ball, gets a field goal. Okay. Second drive. It took us literally one play. And I had to hear Tom Brady Tom Brady be like, "Man, that's a terrible thing, man. Why would you take the get start at the 20? That don't make no sense. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?" First play, Rashid Shaheed catches another long touchdown, 80 yards, and I'm just like, okay. I'm like, okay, all right, all right, fuck it, let's get it. We score right in there. And then on top of that, to make it even crazier than that, we come back. They kick another field goal. You're like, okay, 14-6. Let's see. They three plays, get a first, three plays, and then they hit a screen pass to Alvin Kamara. He takes that 70. He takes it the rest of the way. 59 yards. Touchdown. Okay. Okay. Saints for real. Saints for real. It literally took. It literally took Those three first drives, I was just like, okay, we're done. I've seen enough. We're good. We're literally good. We're good. The thing about the Saints that I am starting to realize is that we have a team. Finally, we have actually a team. And this isn't just a run of the mill type of football team. We actually have a commendable offense, a complementary offense that can run the ball. This is the second consecutive game now where we've had 100 yards rushing on the ground, over 100 yards rushing, and almost over 200 yards passing. We haven't seen those numbers as an offense in some years. I'm talking about like even when shit, maybe Elvin and Mark Ingram years when they were the 1-2 punch. We haven't had that in some years. Like some years. This is different. This is different. This is different. I, I I wanted to get on here and talk about a lot of shit. It is just like then the defense held up. The defense. This is one thing I said about the defense last week, and I said getting to the quarterback. We got Dak a couple times, but the the thing about the Dennis Allen defense that I've always said about Dennis Allen is that we have problems with running quarterbacks. Quarterbacks that can extend the play pretty much. Dak had a play like that today where he kind of gave Ezekiel Elliott the ball and he kind of got a good run out of it. But the first two quarterbacks we played this year, Bryce Young, Dak Prescott. Next week we play Jalen Hurts. Quarterbacks that can extend the play because our defense is good. It's really good. But that's always been my problem sometimes with the Saints defense, Dennis Allen's defense particularly, is that we kind of put ourselves in situations where we kind of hold too long in the secondary, and we have moments where we can't do because the quarterback's extending the play, which means we couldn't get to the goddamn quarterback, we couldn't sack him. I'm seeing people, and this is the thing about having people pick teams, the Dallas Cowboys last week, and everybody was picking Dallas. Oh, Dallas is gonna win this game. Oh, I got Dallas. I got Dallas. That's the thing about the Saints is that last week when I watched them, I said this. I said, "Yo, Dallas is different. I mean, Saints is different." I didn't take this game. I know a lot of people took this game by Dallas. Like this was a Dallas game. I'm like Dallas still don't have shit that scares me. Like they don't have anything. And once I saw Drake Ferguson went down, I said, "Oh, that's bad already." Dallas has no running game. They have no running game. They have no running back. Ezekiel Elliott, right? Deuce Vaughn, what? Dallas doesn't have anything. Outside of CD Lamb, Jordan Tolbert did better today, but they don't really have really goddamn receivers. And this is the thing about Dallas. This is why I've always said Dallas is a questionable ass team because they don't have anything outside of the situation. People are surprised that Dallas lost like they lost. I am not. This is why I kept saying once I see the offense, let's see how the offense holds up because the defense could hold their own. That wasn't the problem with me. Is the offense going to be good? The fact that Michael Parsons for most of the game was on the sideline watching the game tells me all I need to know. And I kind of feel like we still haven't reached our peak. Now I want to say this right now. Everybody's talking about pay Alvin Kamara. Man, we better pay Clint Kubiak whatever the fuck he needs to get paid because we need to keep him in uh in New Orleans for a long time. I don't know what we gotta do, get that motherfucker co-head coach honors, whatever the hell might have need to happen. But that needs to happen. There's no way in hell that this offense can go back to what it was. And the way he is coaching this offense, he's going to get a head coaching job. I know it's 2 games in. We still got a long goddamn season to go. But yeah, this team is amazing to see right now. It's damn near impressive. I cannot believe this. Something else that happened in this game, which I loved about this game, is that we actually controlled the clock. That was the first the only I think we only had like one drive in the third quarter. The only drive in the third quarter we had, we absolutely controlled the clock. We barely gave up. We barely had a. Yeah, we ran the ball on their ass. We controlled the clock. Yo, we wasted like 6, 7, 8 minutes with the ball after they kicked the field goal with the ball first. That's something else I wanted to see. Can we control the clock? And we controlled the clock. Like we had a drive. It was like an old New Orleans Saints drive. It was just like we just controlled the clock. We moved them down the field, ran the ball. We barely had to throw it. That's rare, man. That's taken for granted. A lot of people don't understand that's how football is supposed to be played. When you're up and you can just run the clock down and just fucking abuse your opponent, absolutely beat the shit out of them offensive line versus defensive line. This was easy money for them. This was easy money. Easy money. Oh man, this game was a sight to behold. You gotta get all old English on this shit. This game was a sight to behold. If you're a Saints fan, this was crazy. This was different. This was different. It was like I said. I thought we would win. I thought we would win. Again, it goes to what I said last week. I knew we had a different offense. I'm like, this offense is different. Like you can see the absolute moment that you know they started playing. This defense and offense might work very well together. And I finally got a chance to see the new punter. I know you punted like last week one time too. We got a new punter. I'm excited about that. Like we have a chance. It's only two games. I'm not about to hate myself the fuck up. And I will say this again. Tampa Bay is our only competition. Tampa Bay's our only competition. Atlanta, I don't fear. I don't fear Atlanta. Not even in the slightest. Tampa Bay is our only competition. Tampa Bay looks fucking good. That defense looks young and fast as a motherfucker. Baker Mayfield looks good for who Baker Mayfield is. But if you put us on the field right now, Saints, Bucks, I got the Saints. I got the Saints by a large margin. I think we blow the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ass out the water. If you put us on the field right now with Tampa, we beat their ass and it's not even close. we, we bust their ass and it's not even close. Yeah. We got Philly next week. Philly's the test. Philly's the test. I wanted to say this because I was driving and I was, at the stoplight and I started Googling because this team, particularly this schedule, it's starting to feel like, again, I'm not trying to make comparisons, but this starting to feel like it. The 2009 Super Bowl team. And I tell you why I say that because the first game we played that year was Matthew Stafford in the Detroit Lions. Can't remember if Matthew was a rookie or he was second year. I can't remember. It might have been his second. It might have been his first year. Might have been a rookie. But Matthew Stafford, right, in Detroit, and everybody the first game of the season said it's still the Saints. They have a great offense, but their defense ain't good. And they went out there and they absolutely routed Detroit. And people were like, "What the fuck was that?" And then the next week we played Philly, and we went to Philly and we beat Philly, and we did the same shit. Offense did enough, defense did what they needed to do, and we beat Philly. Same thing. Went to Dallas. Week 1, who did we play? Carolina, a team that's kind of still trying to figure out who the fuck they are. Still trying to figure out who the fuck they are. God Almighty, do they look bad? And then we played a pretty established, good team, kind of, with Dallas. The next week was the Buffalo Bills. We went to Buffalo and beat Buffalo. Next week we got the Philadelphia Eagles. Next week. This is how weird the schedule is because the following week we played the Jets, who at that time was 0-3 with that defense. Played the Jets that were 0-3 with that defense, right? And we routed the Jets. What I'm trying to say is this: it kind of feels like that season. Now, I don't have no faith in Atlanta, and we're gonna probably play Atlanta next week. And Atlanta's probably gonna be either 1-2, 2-1, or 0-3. It's like they can literally be either of those teams. But this is the thing about the Saints schedule that I was kind of like, I said this, the first 7 games, first 6, 7 games of the season for the Saints is kind of interesting because by the time we get to the Monday Night Football game, which is us against the Kansas City Chiefs, that's the first Monday night game we have. By the time we get to the Kansas City game, more importantly, week 7, I think we play against the Denver Broncos on Thursday Night Football. Sean Payton. The way Denver looks this season so far, and the way we're looking so far this season, that might be the game where we truly believe that, okay, we're going to the Super Bowl. But if we go to Kansas City, Arrowhead, Monday Night Football, and we beat Kansas City, like we beat the Patriots that year, yeah, yeah. Listen, we're 2-0. We're 2-0. What we have done so far this season, damn near impossible. It's shocking. It's shocking. I can't even sit there and lie. Like it's not. It's shocking. It's a very shocking feeling because and again I just posted on my Facebook page. I gotta apologize to the offensive line because that was kind of the question, right? That was always the question of the team. What is this offensive line gonna look like? They have held up for 2 straight weeks now, and they didn't just hold up. They bullied Michael Parsons in this game. Michael Parsons didn't do shit in this game, and that's the thing, man. This team, man. I'm amazed at what this team is. Next week we got Philly. Um, Philly comes to us. Uh, that's the test for me. I think that would be the biggest game for us so far. To see where we really lie in the NFC conversation. The Rams right now is getting absolutely gutted by the Cardinals. They literally just lost Puka Nacua and Cooper Cup in this game. So the Rams, pretty much to me, is I don't really care about the Rams. You have right now who you got the Rams who's getting bludgeoning. San Francisco lost today. Detroit lost today to Tampa, shockingly enough. Um, the Vikings are 2-0, which is the weirdest shit on the planet. Um, and we beat Dallas. So the NFC is is an interesting place to be right now because, like I said, the Rams have no receivers. They have no offense, which means they have no offense, which they already had a bad offensive line coming into this game against Arizona. That's why I kind of picked them this week. Um, San Francisco just lost to the Vikings. Like, fuck. Um, and they just put Christian McCaffrey on the IR this week. And we don't know if he's ever going to come back and play really fully this season. Next week could really be the game. This week, next week could be the game to determine who's going to really establish who's the best team in the NFC. And I know that sounds absolutely nuts that I just said that. But depending on what tomorrow looks like between the Eagles and the Falcons, if the Eagles beat the Falcons, like I think they will, next week could be the game that determines who's going to have the upfront number 1 seed conversation in the NFC. And if we beat the Eagles, and I'm looking at what may happen um, moving forward, when we play Tampa, whatever Tampa and us play, that's gonna be an interesting game because now it's not about trying to just win the division. Now it could be pretty much who has the number one seed in the NFC. And I know people think I'm crazy and I'm delusional for already saying number one seed in the NFC, but look at the NFC right now. Detroit just lost to Tampa. San Francisco just lost to the Vikings. The Rams are 0-2 now, and they look like they're getting worse as the season progresses because now they got Cooper Kupp hurt, Puka Nakua's on the IR, and their offensive line is not healthy. So even when they do get healthy, how far back are you going to physically be when you get healthy? Dallas just got their ass whooped, and we now know Dallas really ain't that good. Again, always, like we always know, fucking Dallas ain't good. Green Bay is struggling with Jordan Love, but they are now 1-1, which is kind of interesting to see. This is an interesting situation. This is damn near. This is the most interesting situation I've seen in a minute. Next week could literally determine who right now has the front seat in the NFC this fast. That's that's crazy. It's crazy, man. But Saints win 44-19. 2-0, 2-0, and we actually look like we're getting better. So let's see how it's gonna play out. But until next time, until next Sunday, I am BrandonJaneau. This is Bleed Black and Gold. Peace.